Hey guys, welcome back. Have a little bit longer of a video planned today. How long? I don't know. We'll just get into things and see how it goes. So I'm just going to dive right in. I showed you guys a flip through of this book last weekend, Mythographic. It's really a great book, very reminiscent of Kirby Roseanne's, but the artwork's different for sure, and there's a lot more details in these, a lot more hidden items. Go back onto my channel if you want to see the full flip through, but I just wanted to give you the very small update of what I was working on in this book. I started doing this as a birthday gift to my brother. He requested this picture specifically, and because all the pictures are so beautiful and I couldn't decide which one I was going to start on anyway, it was a lovely way to dive in. So this is where I am, and pretty much all I've managed to do this week, during the week, is really coloring in these leaves. I had actually gotten to do the snake and all the black background last weekend, but really I just don't have a lot of time. This is about all I worked on all weekend, or all week rather, and I just really got all these leaves done, and I still have a little bit more down here to finish up, but that's what I have. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that, and I'll show you my progress again next week if I get any more done. I have quite a few work in progresses. I'm trying to concentrate on a few so I can get some stuff actually finished. And the two work in progresses that I'm working on with you guys is my Mythomorphia page, which we did 2 weeks ago. Let me just flip it open. Actually not planning on working on this today, but this is one of my work in progresses that I'm focusing on our videos. And then the other one is the one we'll be working in today, and that is my Ivy and the Inky butterfly. And right now we're still doing watercolor pencils in the background, so we're going to work on that. The goal is to try and get the watercolor pencil background complete today. That could be aggressive. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But before we dive into that, I want to show you guys some other things. I've also been working on this work in progress, which I think I showed you guys a couple weeks ago. This beautiful Hannah Lynn book, Fairy Tale Princesses and Storybook Darlings by Hannah Lynn. It's the only Hannah Lynn book I own currently, but I've got 3 on my radar to be purchased very soon, and that's her Christmas book, her Halloween book, and the Victorian Darlings. That one is going to be my absolute favorite. I've already seen a bunch of flip-throughs. As you'll get to learn about me, I love anything to do with the Victorian era. So that is going to be my favorite book, I can tell. But this is the one I've been working on. So my basic thought with this book, I think I've already shared it with you guys, but for those of you who don't know, I'll share it again. There's 2 pages for each picture. There's 2 copies. So on the first copy without the shading in the eyes, let me find one now. Without the shading in the eyes, I'm going to be using my Crayola Super Tip markers, and I'm going through the book from the first page to the last. And then the second page I'll do in pencils when I get to them, because pencils take a lot longer, and I'll be a little bit more flexible with the pencil pages. But for quicker results, coloring, more relaxing, and easier for me to get to during the week when I only have a couple minutes to color here and there, I love coloring with markers because it's so quick to accomplish something. And this morning, I tried to work on this, and I thought, well, all I have is all these flowers and stuff, and maybe I can get that done pretty quick. And all I got done was this little bit of stuff in her basket. And then I had to go to church. So maybe I'll get to finishing this week. We'll see. But I have been working on the Mythographic page. So there's another thing I just threw into my work in progresses. Probably trying not to start another Hannah Lynn picture after that one until I get some of my work in progresses done. But you know what? I like coloring with the markers, and I just don't see me staying away from Hannah Lynn's artwork. It's so easy to color and so beautiful. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to stay away from it, but we'll see. I'm just grabbing my construction papers. Stole these from my kid's stash. And I've been using these 3 green pieces for all my working surfaces. So now I just want to share one more thing with you before we dive right in. My son's looking at me with evil eyes. Yes, I stole your green construction paper.
Okay.
So, I just want to share this with you. I actually won this over on Lady Grace's Coloring Corner on a giveaway video she was doing. And I have never won a giveaway on any of the coloring channels I've been following. This was my first win, and I was so excited that it was Archie because I grew up reading the Archie comics. I absolutely loved them. And this coloring book is so cute, guys. It's so it's awesome. It's so I'm going to do a very quick flip through because I want to get to coloring today. But let me just do a very quick flip through so you can get an idea. It's just, I love it. It's so cool. I can't wait to dive in. And now I have all these work in progresses and I don't want to start anything new, but I just can't wait to get to this. The pages are rather thin. They're double-sided. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be taking markers to this, even though I just envision markers looking so nice in this. I might try my Crayola Super Tips because they're water-based. And they're not alcohol markers, but I'll try that very tentatively. The pages are perforated. You can't really see it, but they are perforated. But I think I'll end up having to use my pencils for these pages. Just love it. It's so cute, guys. And so I'm just going really quick. I don't want to take forever. But it is a thick book. There are a lot of pages. I mean, look at this, guys. So many pages. Very reminiscent. And a lot of the pages do this thing where they have like the nice scene on the bottom and then they've got a pattern on top, which is pretty cool. I don't know how many of the patterns I'll color in. I might just color in the scenes. I'm not big on repetitive patterns, and I'm really just flipping through quick, but now I just want to show you this cool, once you start getting through closer to the middle of the book here, then they start throwing in Josie and the Pussycats. I remember reading those comics too. Then there's a couple more, Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. Now, I used to watch the show on Nickelodeon, and the cartoon, there was a show, and then there was a cartoon, and I watched both of them. I don't remember reading the comic, but very cool. I'm actually really excited. So there's a couple pages here for Sabrina. Then there's the Cheryl Blossom. I've actually never heard of Cheryl Blossom, but it's by the same artist, I gather. And she seems to do like little pop-ins to the Archie comics. It's pretty cool. Then there's Archie's Kids. So cute. And then it kind of just gets right back into all the Archie stuff. I just thought that was so cool, though, that they threw in a couple of those other comics. But it's just so cute, guys. Katie Keene. Here's another one. I'm not really sure who that is. And then they have some actual the comic strips here for you to color in. That'll be fun. And honestly, these styles of coloring in is kind of new for me. They're all very... This one's one of my favorite pages. I love this one, guys. It's so cute. It's all very reminiscent of the comics themselves, so that's gonna be kind of a different style for me to color that I'm really excited because it gives me something different. Something different. And it's Archie, and I just love Archie. So Grace, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm very excited to get this started. Just try not to put too much on my plate or else I'm going to be showing you guys all these work in progresses and we're never going to finish anything. So with that in mind, let's get to working on Inky. I wish I could say we're a couple videos away from being done, but we still have to finish the background. I'm going to have to touch up my gel pen. I probably won't do that on video. I'll probably do that on my own time. I don't want to bore you guys. Ideally, if I had decided way in the beginning that I was going to do this background in the watercolor pencil, I would have held off and done the gel pen later. But I decided that after I did the gel pen. So there you are. So I'm going to have to go and touch it up. And then, so we have the background to finish, touching up the gel pen. And then, well, you know, there's not too much because then I have some stars and gems. And I haven't colored gems yet, and I've been watching a lot of videos and tutorials, but I haven't actually tried any yet. So, I'll get to try those with you guys for the first time. Yay! Alright, so this page doesn't quite fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to center it. And I apologize because I'll probably be working off screen from time to time, guys. But just bear with me. And as I get started, I'll zoom in if I feel that we need to do more detail. But honestly, I'm not doing any small parts. I'm just going to try and lay down some color in the background. I'm quite happy with the shading on the flowers and such. I did miss these leaves, so I'll go back and grab those. But I think any additional detail I might capture with pencil on the background. So I think right now, we'll grab these leaves and we're going to just lay some color down in the background. And right now I'm thinking purple and like magenta-ish, but mostly purple. So here's the colors I had grabbed for these. And what I did when I decided to do the colors for this background, I went and grabbed all the colors I thought would work together for this background, and I have not grabbed any more, and I haven't put any less back. I'm literally working from the palette that I chose way in the beginning. And what that does is it just relieves the stress of constantly having to go back and pick colors. I picked the colors I think will work well together, and those are the ones I'm going to stick with. I don't know if you can see that, but my daughter, Princess Abby, was playing with my pencil and dropped it. But no biggie, we'll sharpen that up and we'll get going. So we're probably going to start with that one today. What do you mean, what happened? What are you doing?
What happens if I finish?
When you finish, then just make sure your other chores are done and then you can go.
I mean, finish everything.
Well, you can hang out, but no TV yet, okay? That's my son, Tucker. Tucker, say hi.
Hi. Right.
All right, go, go, go.
Right.
Okay, guys, I'm just looking for my sharpener. Sorry. Oh, here it is. All right, let's get started. So I got a new phone yesterday, and I don't know if the picture quality is going to prove to be any better for you guys. I'll compare it once I upload this first video to YouTube. But I was told that the camera quality of this phone is 10 times, but just put it on the counter, I'll put it up for you later, is 10 times better than the phone that I had. And I had 16 gigs of space on my old phone, and this one's got 112, guys. I don't even know. I'm going to be able to take so many videos. My old phone, oh, I bumped the camera, I'm sorry. My old phone, I literally would take the video, it'd split it up into 2 videos, some probably having to do with space capacity, I would imagine, but we'll see for this one. And then I would have to upload it and then immediately delete it, because there just wasn't enough space on my phone. Now, I have all the space in the world, guys, from what I understand. All the space in the world. So I'm very excited. It won't be such a hassle. Unfortunately, this does not help my upload time to Facebook. So, you know, you guys will see this or these videos. If it splits it, I don't know if it's going to split it today. We'll see. You'll see them tonight or tomorrow, because that's how long it generally takes. But I guess that's my internet connection. And that's because we have unlimited data. And when I use the unlimited data, it just slows it way down, uploading the videos to YouTube. And my Wi-Fi is so slow, guys. I don't know why. We've fought with them a million times. It's not even worth fighting anymore. So it just is what it is. So, take an hour to make a video. I'll take 6 hours to upload it to YouTube. But that's okay, because you guys are worth it. Don't tell my husband I said that. He'll get jealous. Alright, so I think we'll go in and actually color on the page. So these are the 3 colors I'm thinking of using, and like mainly the purples. Is this another purple? No, that's, I'm not sure. This might be like a dark blue color. See, now we need a scribble page. Scribbling! It's not on my wet leaves. Let's see. Okay, so that's blue. Maybe we'll put that to the side and use that as like darker shading pieces. But there's the nice dark purple I want to use. And then this is like a more of a plum purple. And then some pops of pink. So we're mostly going to do this color. Mostly. But I do want to have some of this other color in the background. And maybe we'll bring the purple into the flowers, and that's how we'll bring it in. But you know what? I don't know. We'll see. Everything is an experimentation. And I have one more leaf. And now I better check and make sure I don't have any more leaves before I say I'm done. And I have this gem over here. I haven't decided what to do about that because I drew it in. So I think maybe I'll just have that one random gem. But we'll see. Alright. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go in and color right to the page today and then go over it with water after. Now these aren't the highest quality pencils, so when I lay them down initially, I wouldn't say that they're smooth or anything like that. But it doesn't matter, because once you wet them down with water, everything smooths out from there, and they look great. So sometimes you don't need the most expensive tools or supplies. It's all about how you work with it and how you make it work for you. Okay, so I think maybe what if we darken right around the edges here, right close to the leaves. Just make this part darker, this blue. I think that's what we'll do, and then we'll go in, that's what we'll do for the base. And then we'll go in with the paintbrush to add highlights of the plum purple and magenta color. So this is what we're going to do everywhere. So let's just see what this is going to look like. Make sure this is what we want to do everywhere. I'm putting it pretty dark on the page because once I add water, it lightens up so much. I forget what I was coloring that I added the pencil directly to the page not too long ago, and it just, as soon as I added the water, it was super, super light. So I ended up adding a lot with the paintbrush after. So I'm just trying to put more to the page today and see what it looks like. Oh, I was doing the snake for my brother in Mythographic, that's right. The snake is being done with watercolor pencil. See how light that gets once you add the water? And it still looks kind of not very well blended between that blue and that purple. You can almost see where I drew that line, so I have to work on that because really what I'm looking for is purple with just making it darker on the outsides with the blue. Alright, so, but it's a good base to start with, so we'll do that everywhere, and then we'll just go in with our paintbrush leader and add everything else. I apologize if I stick my head in the picture. I'm going to try not to do that, but I'm so used to not working on camera, so I'll work like this, really close. And I can see fine, it's just you get so intent into it, you know? Just get so involved that slowly my head starts drifting closer and closer to the page. And it's like, hey guys, there's my hair. Don't look too closely, you'll see all my grays coming in. I was not expecting that to happen. I'm only turning 30 this year. But there it is, 3 kids. That'll do it. I'm actually using quite hard, these are hard pencils, so I'm using medium to hard pressure here. I'm actually going over like 2 or 3 layers just to lay the pigment down, because laying it down dry, it doesn't transfer to paper very easily. They definitely work better off the paintbrush, I have to admit. Go and put some of this blue in. Trying to round these edges here so it doesn't look so deliberate. This almost needs to be completely blue. It's such a small area. Let's go for the blue everywhere. I think over here as well, almost everywhere. Okay. Oh, look at, I'm getting confused. These are the two I'm using. I'm mixing them up with the colors I'm going to use later. I don't know. What do we think of the purple? Tucker, what are you doing? Tucker, what are you doing? Oh, okay. You alright? Yeah. Alright. Alright, you know what? That's taking a very long time. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to do one, if I get my pencils wet, that's it, they're wet. But I'm going to do the next one straight from the brush and see if it just lays down darker pigment faster, because if we just add the water to this, it's still going to be light, I think. Lighter than I want it. And I feel like maybe I might be wasting my time by trying to brush it on first. Or pencil it in first. It might be quicker to just go straight off the brush to get the results I want. So let's try it. We're going to go straight from the brush for this next section. I just was trying not to get my pencils completely wet right off the bat, but yeah, look at that. That's already a much darker color. So you know what, guys? We are going straight off the, and look at how quick that was. So sometimes, I try different techniques, but I think for these particular pencils, I like coming off the paintbrush the best. Go ahead and add this in here. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Nice and dark. Oh, gorgeous. I love it. So there it is. We're just going to come right off the brush. We'll go right over this one that we did earlier. Just since dried up a little bit, get a little bit more pigment on there. It's a little watery. Nice and dark. That's what I wanted. A nice royal purple color. See, that's still damp, so I'm actually not going to go in there yet because I don't want to soak my page. Let that one dry up a little bit before we get there. Beautiful. So you can see if I go over it again the second time after it's laid down, you get that really pretty color, but it does take longer to lay it down, lay the pencil down directly to the page. We'll come back to that with a second layer afterwards and see how it looks. You know, I was trying not to color over these little leaves, but I think I might color them in with gel pen so I can cover up any mistakes I made. We'll see. Gel pen or pencil, haven't decided. There we go. Just trying to find my spaces here. This right here is the only downside to working directly off the brush. It would have been easier to get into all these little small spaces with the pencil tip. It's okay, I'll just go slow. And I'm probably going to go in with, some, you know, not a lot, but some pencil on top of this watercolor just to get a little bit more depth, a little bit more shading, maybe do some highlights in a couple areas. But especially I think we'll really be able to lock down all those teeny tiny areas in here with pencil. Now I don't know, I haven't tried yet, which of my pencils is going to work better on top of the watercolor, if they're my polychromos are gonna, how they're going to look compared to my Prismacolor. So that'll be a fun little experimentation to play around with. Still learning here, super newbie. I've been coloring for, well, since January, but really I haven't been doing too much experimenting. I've been more watching a lot of videos, collecting supplies, I'm going to say, because, you know, us artists, we're great collectors, aren't we? We're professional collectors. So really the fun and experimentation has only been the last 2 months, I'm going to say. So I'm a newbie in that respect, and I've quickly come to realize that I could watch every coloring tutorial in the world, and even though the tips and tricks really do help the learning curve, you really just don't know 100% until you play with it yourself how it's going to work for you. You just can't be afraid to try. That's the other thing. Don't be afraid to try something new. It's part of the fun. So for those of you who don't know, and I only know a little bit, I don't pretend to be an expert, this is a flat paintbrush and it's a number 5 for my set. I don't really know what that means. Could be 5 millimeters, I don't know. But I really like the small flats because you can get really great straight lines and you can use the corner to get right up into the little areas. This particular brush has been my favorite brush on this page. And then I have, this is also a flat over here, but this one, this is the other brush I've been using on this page. This is a round. And I don't claim to be an expert. I know a little bit because before I started the adult coloring, I was playing around with acrylic painting and learning a lot about acrylic painting. So I know a little bit, but I still consider myself a beginner in that aspect as well. But I do like this little flat brush. It's kind of been my favorite. Gives you a nice straight edge. It's easy to work with in these little tiny areas. Oh, that's probably supposed to be green. Kind of hard to tell what's going on here. And I got these weird little spaces here that are something, but I don't know what. It's okay. Just gonna make it purple anyway. It's easier for me that way. I'm coming right out to the edge of my paper. The edge of my page. My whole page is gonna be purple, well, the background. Well, I thought laying down the background was going to be quick. I didn't take into account all the tedious little spaces, so we'll see how far we get today, if we get it all done or not. And the only reason why I say that is because my husband could come home and we're supposed to go out because it's Sunday, family day today. He took his, he got his motorcycle. And he has his permit and he's taking the classes to get his license probably next weekend. But he took the bike out for a ride this morning while we were at church. So once he gets back, we'll go out and do something. So I have until he gets home or the baby wakes up from her nap, whichever one happens first. So we'll see how much we can get done in that time. So I'm going to try and leave some more information about myself on my YouTube page. I'm still learning all that stuff, but I'll try and get a link to my email in there, as well as my Twitter and my Instagram, which I've only just started posting regularly on Instagram. And I don't post anything on Twitter unless it's a link to my videos. So there's not too much new information on there. But I'll figure out how to put that stuff in. While I try and figure out how to use my new phone. Fun. Can you please go into the other room because you're shaking the camera? Thank you.
It's like a video camera.
It's in the box.
Oh,
Sorry about that, guys. Tucker wanted to watch, but he's shaking the table and the camera. Oh, that's a leaf. I'm like, why is that green? It's just more part of the background. All right, try and work from here up and get this corner all done. Let's see how it goes. Try not to go too far into the crease of the page because first of all, there's some glue there, which I think will stop it. But also I don't want to get it onto the next page because I haven't decided what I'm doing with this inside cover part. Here we go. Making some progress.